on YouTube. My bad. There we go. What I will be doing is adding a downside position today simply because non-farm payroll is notorious for reversals, and with as much euphoria bullishness I'm seeing right now, the market is already flipped to bullish. That is where you want to counter. Not to mention non-farm payroll usually pays pretty well. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's not annoying. It's just we have to be smart enough to counter it. You know, we can't sit here be slinging that stuff. We have to be careful. And there's a top wick on Nasdaq here already so far. Oh, let me get that still up here. I don't have that up, but there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to leave just the book map on the YouTube stream. I'm not necessarily going to do the SPY chart anymore unless somebody really, really wants it. I'll just do the book map on there, and we'll roll from there. IV never really got too crazy. It was only 35%, I think, the highest we got. Still some red dropping. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Oh, man. All right, coming off again. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, Google candle already sold non-farm. Let's take a look. Apple's up 7.21%. I don't believe that hit the expected move. Wasn't the expected move like 8%? I could be wrong, but I don't believe that hit the expected move as if it actually matters. Google's getting destroyed right now. Getting destroyed. SPX is 5120. What's 5100 going for right now? On March 3rd. Beautiful stuff. I need to post this. Oh, NASDAQ. Look at that. Frickin' Google is getting destroyed. Give me a second here. Bear with me. Managing positions. Managing positions. Done. Okay. Red candles here. Do I think we'll retrace this whole move? I don't know. I won't be that aggressive. I do think we'll retrace a good portion of this, but I won't be that aggressive. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Coming off here. Oil's gotten smoked to 78, taking out support. ES is coming down. NASDAQ still hasn't retraced, but ES is doing its part to retrace here. We do have data at 10 o'clock. The first time, non-farm today, this is the first time that jobs data has posted that big of a miss in a long time, which is odd considering all of the other precursors popped, and then, of course, unemployment went up. How do you get unemployment went up when non-farm payrolls dropped such a drastic degree? I don't know. I guess you could ask that question in November, but we'll see. Either way, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's not about the data. It's about liquidity. Looks like 49.60 off the books for the day. I would be careful making those claims. You know, last time somebody said that, we went right to it. So, you know, 49.60's been on there for 2 weeks. I do think it'll be filled. I just don't know when. That's the thing. Let's see here. Did they remove Google from NASDAQ? No, no. I love it. I love it. All right, 51.41 here. Let's see what NASDAQ's going to do. A little bit more red. A little bit more red. We've got 51.43. Big green pop. Another iceberg. Flopperoni. little bit of liquidity. IV is already coming off. Not really too big of a shift on IV, honestly. Another top wick on 17,942. So NASDAQ continues to try to press and they're top wicking. But again, they're holding, they're holding into resistance. This is a great resistance on NASDAQ into 800, or 18,000. I'm sorry, I keep saying 800. 980. VIX is holding down to 1383, and with a CVD that's quite green. I want to continue to track the options flow in the VIX here. With data on deck here, we may not move this until after. Come on now, load for me. There we go. 5100 is GEX for SPX currently, which is 15 points down. 15 points down. NASDAQ top wicking again. Let's see if we can get some flows and get some movement going. SPX GEX is 5100, not 5150 at the moment. To a large degree. Everything else has red candles. Yeah, we just got to wait. Just got to wait. Let's see, VIX 1392 coming back up. What to expect. I've only executed one thing today, and that's closing out of the short puts. I took one long position in pre-market. I closed that out. Right now I'm sitting, I guess not pretty, but mediocre. Not bad, so I guess I can't complain. Top wicking again on NASDAQ. Certainly no Lambos in my living room. But I may break out Mrs. OM shirt here pretty soon. Top wick still pinned. Man, very tight movement. I guess they're waiting for data. ES is definitely a little bit more bearish here. They dropped back over. Still, I'm very cautious on using that word bearish. It's just a little bit more bearish than NASDAQ. NASDAQ still holding the highs in 18,000. And we got to wait to see what we're going to break out here. IV is still holding into the 27s. Where the pink polka dot. I love it. I love it. What's got to do with it? I usually don't like to hate on other people, trust me, but I got to laugh out of it. I was sitting on my YouTube and I saw that dude's stream pop up on my feed and I clicked on it. And all I saw was big glasses, leopard print, Lamborghini behind him in the living room. And then he blew his nose into a napkin. I was like, oh man, this is quality content. Riveting. Riveting. That dude I posted that link from. All right, NASDAQ still going up here. We've got 17,955. They do have skew up to 18,000. The standard error of non-farm is plus or minus 130,000. Oh my gosh. 17,900 is on there, but 18,000 is the biggest level on NASDAQ here, at least in the short term. ES had the major level at 5150, and I'm pretty happy with that call out there, the fact that we hit 5150 and reject. They did hit up to 5154, 52. And they're still holding here. So ES really hasn't moved all that much since hitting that big liquidity. Also, 5150 is the weekly open. It's not just the fact that we had that resting liquidity. It's the fact that we have market structure there, and that thing is holding tight. NASDAQ is continually pressing here. No selling volume whatsoever. Apple is coming off here, but the majority of the market is quite green in terms of market breadth. XLK is up 2.6% at the moment. Nice math. Well done. I have not hit my daily goals yet. I am red on my IBKR from the reduction in the PDS. Still overall positive green on the trade, though. And I am green on my prop firms today. But I have not hit my daily goal on either of them. But I do need some music. That is one thing for sure. New high of the day for NASDAQ squeezing now into 17,975, 51.55 on ES. Apple still dropping, Google still dropping. Nvidia and Microsoft are climbing. 51.55 here. Why do I have Tina Turner stuck in my head? That song's been stuck in my head for like 48 hours now. We do have data coming up. Yep. 9:45 and 10. I need to finish the week strong, man. Finish the week strong. Because you're simply the best. Because of Mad Max movie. Got 30 points on 1 minute hammer on NASDAQ. Beautiful. VIX still holding in the 13s, upper 13s. I was really hoping for a retap of 17,920. Would have doubled my daily goal, but daily profit is daily goal. Beautiful. I've been completely annoying YouTube. Hold on, let me get YouTube on. What do I think about VIX calls? I don't think it's a good idea. If anything, I'm playing VIX. I'm going to be playing short VIX, not long VIX. Not right here. I'm just saying. When the time comes, if I were to take a VIX position, it would be a short VIX. Long VIX works out only if you're 100% like exact timing. Which song, Tiny Dancer? No, what's love got to do with it for some reason? What's up, YouTube? How's it going? I didn't mean to ignore you, but I'm here. Love you. Apple's coming off. NASDAQ new high of the day. ES charged it up to 51.50 again. NASDAQ finally hit the marker of a negative 2% day a couple of days ago, and now they're about to put on a 2% day. There goes liquidity clearing here at for the next day at 9:45. Put on some headphones and actually listen to her doing Proud Mary. I will. New green here, still climbing, 990 on ES and NASDAQ, squeezing out of the top. Man, what a move. What a move. Extraordinary. 51.54. VIX coming off again, 1374. Data, 945. We have this liquidity at 18,000. This is main 18,000 area right here. 17,990. Right into it, into data. Still going 18. All right, this is make or break right here. This is make or break going in 10 o'clock. PMI's a little hot. Let me see what they actually posted. Refresh. All right, sweet. Now I've hit my daily goal on props, and I think it's a good day to shut those down. Roy Orbison now? What are you doing, Roy Orbison? That's a weird mix. Let's see. Today. Filters. Apply. SPY composite 51, which should be bullish for the DXY, although I think the drop on DXY from non-farm is going to be more robust than what that can provide, but yeah. There's 18,000 on NASDAQ, still climbing. We are now up 350 points from settlement, and I think over 700 points since yesterday morning. Yeah, we're at 740 points in 24 hours. It's absurd. It's absurd. What's up, Mr. 50? Non-farm. You're making the money. I like it. Am I long? Not currently. Not currently. Not anymore, at least. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Y'all have got me fiending for some Japanese curry. I'll tell you that. Is Friday Gabagoo and sushi? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's watch the shifting data here. Could it be a trend day? I would be surprised if this doesn't pull back. Obviously, it could do it, and surprise me. That's fine. But I would be surprised if they held this green. This is way too much too fast. So non-farms is it's odd, but we will see. Got about 12 minutes. But October low was made in such a way too fast. Yeah, definitely. Did you see that about second Boeing whistleblower? I did. Man, freaking CIA needs to hire some Boeing people, although it probably is CIA. Boeing is such a heavy hand in the market. What does non-farm payroll represent in the country? What significance of data? Non-farm payrolls. It represents. It's a representation of the employment data excluding farmers, because farmers are usually government subsidized, so they try to exclude that data. But it doesn't really matter. It's all hot data anyway. It's all manipulated data anyway. That's all. It's always readjusted the next quarter. Yeah, hot steaming pilot poo data. Do you think this can reverse based on past pump and dumps? I'm not looking for a complete retracement here, although non-farm payroll has been known to do that. I'm just looking for a pullback to go long. Like this is, I don't like buying, moves that never ever pull back because of what I usually know. What do I usually look for in overnight sessions that go hot and never stop? It's the pullback at the morning. So I've already got a couple of long punches in here, but now I'm just waiting for the next setup that's high quality. Call me what you will. I just don't like buying overheated moves like this. How high can this go? From a trend wise, I mean, it can go far. It can go far. They're adding more 17925 here. Data here in about 9 minutes. SPXX is still building at 5100 and SPY is building 510. Quite robust. Let's take a look at the options flow. Put buying on SPY at the moment. Just flipped over. SPY is close to the 50 simple, but it can't get over it. What time frame? Let's get my multiple time frame here. I need to open this new chart. Load. Assuming and really hoping I don't do anything stupid, I'd be requesting my second payout from Apex this evening. Nice. Very cool. If I don't do anything stupid, I should be having my first payout. The next cycle, what is it, the 15th, 10th? Should. I'll be doing $2,000 per account. As long as I could coast it in. I'm in the red zone right now. Hopefully I don't pull a Marshawn Lynch. I guess not Marshawn Lynch. Seahawks and throw a pass in the end zone. Pete Carroll play call. There you go. I have no open positions yet. I currently have no open positions. I've already closed out my positions. If it were me, don't do anything stupid. Mean hands off to the payment. Well, I don't want to go that extreme, but just playing it smart. That's all. This is super sketch to me. Super sketch. 18,000 here. 016. Still going. $18,012 there. What's up, Damien? When do you adjust your stop loss? I've had multiple triggers because they were too tight. Well, adjusting stop loss is it's a study into your system and risk management to open the trade. So first, you have to set a stop in stop loss or in the loss territory. You just have to, and that's really dependent on your position sizing. For me, I like to do at least 20 points on Nasdaq, and at least 7 points ish on ES. And then as you go deeper into profit, that doesn't mean you necessarily roll your stops into profit, but you have to start playing with market structure. And that's setting your stop based in beyond the liquidity of the market so you can have defense. If you set them too tight, you're always going to be stopped out and you're never going to catch a trend. And the whole point here is not to scalp. It's to put yourself in a position where you can catch a trend in the right conditions. And if it turns into a scalp, so be it. But I'm not here to try to scalp 10 points. I'm here to scalp 100 or 200 points. And then if it stops out at 10, so be it. That's my frame of mind. Options, it really depends on your expiration. With 0 DTEs, you have to do at least 30%. If you're doing longer than that, it really depends on price action. Longer expirations, I don't necessarily set stops. I'm more likely to manage the position into an area and then I'll stop out of the trade or manage. Wow. There's 18912 there. We have data here in 5 minutes. And we have a rejection into 18012. Red candle on NVIDIA here. Data in 4. 20 points on NASDAQ? Yep. At least you got to do at least 20 points. Yep. That's the strategy I've been trying to build over the last month. Nice. Yeah, definitely. Australia. ES macro coming up, 100%. How often do you buy leaps? Currently, I don't do leaps all that often in my long term. It's usually just stock holdings. However, I will be positioning some in the next, I'd probably say 6 to 8 months. I'll be putting some leaps on, some hedges. Stop loss in MQ's 30 points. Nice. NASDAQ is still squeezing. We're up over about 100 points just at open alone. ES is coming up here. They're up to 51.58. 1803. Extraordinary move with data in 4 minutes. VIX is still holding. VIX is not moving anymore here. I don't anticipate all that much more movement out of that thing until we come back up here. 51.61 new high. NASDAQ is coming up here as well. Still no trades. I'll be waiting for the 5-minute. Yep, I haven't taken an additional trade either. I hate this movement. Sorry about that. You're going to hear the guys in the background. They got here to finish up the drywall. I accidentally ruined some drywall trying to pull my Tundra into my living room. Did I punch the wall again? No, I had a PEX union, a plumbing issue. A PEX union failed and caused a drip onto my drywall on the ceiling under the bathroom. So I had to cut it out and replace it. I guess so. Apple's there. Nasdaq still squeezing higher. Electrical issue resolved. Yep. So it actually turns out it wasn't the plug. It was the surge protector pop. So. Still holding 18,000. Did its job then. It did, yeah. Yeah, Mrs. Olmsted's off the hook. Yeah. 18,000 right here, 18,013. Nasdaq still into 18.1. ES is 51.60 still and hanging out. We have data in less than a minute. So be careful. Set your stops. Right off. You see that mojo on ES? Beautiful. 1804. Here comes the red down. About 5 seconds or so. It'll post, and then we can move on with our day. Off 18,000. Give me something to work with here. All right, there's the data right there. 51.63. Large green on Nasdaq. Top looking back over here. Cleared it out. $17,888. Little drop. Beautiful. Little sweep right there. This swept 18,000 and coming off. We had a large block sell on ES right there. Shaking and baking, baby. 970, 960. 976 off of 18,000 sweep right there. Pressing. Let's take a look at the VIX. Did the VIX move on that? No, it didn't. 51.50. Nasdaq is 982. Bottom looking back up and going back up. Services PMI came in light. Yep. So they are adding a little liquidity down to 900. A little bit. We just had a buy on ES 700 coming back off to 970. Dropping. Let's see if they can clear out. They just bottomed like right off this area already once. They're filling back down, and they are putting some liquidity down. You see down here to 937. We'll see if they actually do it, and they're trying to. Coming off. Beautiful. Extraordinary. Whew. Wow. Data aggregation continued. It's hard work being this good. Nice, JJ. Nice, Walker. Still haven't moved out of a range yet, so I'm not getting antsy on anything. But now I'm shutting down my apex. Done. Sell in May, seasonality on the table. I don't know. Seasonality might be a tad different this year with everything that's going on. Come on now, give me some data. Still haven't moved out of this range just yet. ES is back inside. NASDAQ is holding off of 18,000. I agree, Agnostic. I agree. This is an important move today. I'll make my decision closer to the end of the bell whether or not I'm going to add to the 4960s or simply go ahead and close them. I've made some good money off of them. $17,955. Is it possible to have both ES and NASDAQ split screens for your YouTube? Possibly. I could research that. I could just split them out. 17,952 dropping back over. So nice little move. So if you look at the 15-minute, obviously we have a nice 15-minute sweep right here, coming back off. Now this is an important candle. If this candle continues, we're going to be going. Did I close the short? I did close the short. Yeah, I did close the short. So far, I've had a couple of good exits on this thing. Now all I need is for the long put to come back to life, and I've got it made in the shade, baby. Made in the shade. Maybe it's hopeful thinking. We'll see. Only a 100.5-minute candle. Yeah. Yep. Still top wicking here. So the overnight non-farm is about 923. That's the imbalance from them. And we've climbed up from there. We swept higher, and this, like I said, is starting to lead to some lower transactions here. Leading to some lower transactions. 944. They have the POC down here as well. Dropping. $937 coming off, still going. Still going. Beautiful. This is a little bit more what I want to see. I'd like to see a little bit more to give me a good quality thesis. Did you make money on the short strike or break even? I made money on the short strike. Well, if you were to split out the PDS and into two separate legs, I would have made money on the short strike. A lot of money actually. So the only thing I have left to manage is the long strike, the long put, which obviously lost money on the way up, but I've already closed out half the transaction at 114%. So I've already made money. I'm still making money on the position, even if the long leg goes to zero right now. So that's the benefit. Yeah, it's free anyway. So if I can get that long put to come back, then it's extraordinary. But if it goes to zero, which I'm not going to let it, I'll close it out before it goes to zero. That it'll be pretty well. Or I might even just write write an additional credit against it and turn it to a PCS for the rest, even if it's a small PCS. So that's the plan, at least. A lot of freedom. A lot of freedom. Freedom. The NASDAQ oscillator will end the week at the most overbought level in 24. Interesting. Although I don't believe in that stuff. It is crazy how much weight that dude lost. Jeez Louise. Were you trying William Wallace? I was. I cannot do a Scottish accent. I'm terrible with it. Yesterday, I watched while I was doing my research. I had a documentary on Macho Man Randy Savage in the background. It's fascinating. The lives those dude lives. TLT is coming back off here. NASDAQ bouncing back up into 17,971. Oil is still flat, 78.62. I was looking for a continued move there, but they're still in that back and forth phase. See what we can do right here. 960. There we go. Failure on the double top here, trying to roll back over. If this clears, it's going to clear out a lot more downside too. I just popped into another NASDAQ short and see if I can catch the momentum, but I need this to clear right here. I need it to clear. 930 would be beautiful. Come on, clear it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. We got to get under 17,932 right here. This is another test for me to get under here. And then here's my thought process. Here's my thought process is that if I can get under 930 and clear lower, I can start to figure out a base once we get down far enough, because I want to have a good position that if this does clear out higher, I want to be able to buy. But first I need a good solid liquidity sweep to rebuild some of this destruction here. I don't like buying heated over hot markets. I've noticed you're susceptible to songs being stuck in your head. That is correct. We should all put catchy, annoying songs in your head. Backstreet Boys. Yeah. All right, there's 930 cleared. Still holding this short, and I'm going to roll this baby on down. Next target, and here, Pastor, here's a bit of live data. I'm going to set my stop now that we've cleared out prior support. I'm going to set my stop beyond 949. Or let's say call it 950. 950 is current pivot, so I want to set my stop beyond 950, and which it looks like it's about to stop. As long as we hold under 950, I'm okay. So I want to set my stop beyond 950 because that is where the market is likely to reject it if this is going to go down. So I'll set it beyond that. That way it keeps you safe when the market fluctuates. I think the next purchase I do, I'm gonna get a bottle of sodium hexafluoride so I can make my voice super deep when I stream. Am I waiting for a long entry? Well, first I'm waiting for a pullback. I need a good pullback of sweep, and I just stopped out. So I need a good pullback of all this liquidity to shift lower so I can begin to even think about going long. I don't like buying overheated markets here at the highs. I just don't. So just like if this was down 700 points in 24 hours, I would not be looking to short it. And y'all would be saying the same thing. But because this is bulls, yeah, so I don't want this to, I don't like buying the highs here. I need a good pullback. Am I short currently? I just stopped out on that pop there, over 950. There are voice changers for that? Yeah, but what's the fun in that? I need some sodium hexafluoride. Google's still getting smoked? It is. Yeah. LLY is still getting smoked too. It's down 2.3, which is number 8 on the S&P. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but oh man, that was a very tight stop. 17,857 would have made more sense. Well, the further in I profit I go, the more I lock in. But this 850 is where the good point was. So either way. Nice, Pastor. So the big target overarching, if we're talking about larger downside, is 17,902. That's the big dog level. We get under 17,902. Now we start talking about retracement like we get on non-farms. Everything else here, this is simply just a little pullback. So I don't get too bearish until we clear 90. Let's call it 900, which is it's actually 900 even. So in my opinion, I would not be putting on your bear hat until we clear 900. Everything else is just a retracement. And set your stops accordingly. The Tide Pod Challenge. I haven't heard that one in a while. Here comes the red. LFG. There we go. Profit target is 835. Nice. That's a beautiful target. 835 would put us, well, 88804. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we're coming down, baby. I want it that way. Dropping. Up. Adding positions. I love it, Mr. 50. You got him. I love it. The Will Boeing Whistleblower Challenge. Yeah. A sudden infection. Sudden infection. I love it. Hate when futures have this crap on the daily chart. Yeah, those are volume gaps, baby. Those are volume gaps. It creates quick trips through those areas. My stop loss will automatically move to break even after 1 hour and then move to 1 hour after 2 profit. Nice, 2R profit. Yeah, so 900 is the level here. We clear 900, then you can get your non-farm payroll recovery or retracement. How does a FVG work in a fair value gap? So a fair value gap is a new term that is just, in other words, it's called an imbalance. So fair value gaps are points in which there's a fluctuation of order flow that causes a trend that has to fill. I don't want to say has to, is likely to fill. Our boy IC2 over there with 1 million followers calls it fair value gaps, but all he did was rebrand imbalances. It's all the same crap. So it's a point at which you see the market begins to trend, where the market begins to create an imbalance in the order book and starts to trend. And it creates a shift that is likely to fill or you would like to fill. Took 200% on NVIDIA hedge. Nice. Is that 49.60 stack still there? It is. Half on a stack, way down at 49.60. How many? Let's go take a look. They're adding 5110. 49.60 to tune of 2,500 order block. You're welcome. They're also adding 50.45. Where's SPX at? We got to play towards that 5,100. 13 points down. So they'll stack that 5,100 GEX. Which is still there. Nice, Damien. Well done, buddy. 1 million followers. Yeah, that IC2 dude. So you're telling me the chance. Here comes another red dropping. NASDAQ has to clear 900 if you want any hope of downside. Other than that, right here. Let's do it, baby. Let's have a little fun. Let me see what I can do here. I don't know what this is going to do to the bookmap stream on, I don't know why. There we go. How about that? How's that do for you? Enhance. Enhance. go. All right, sweet. Hey, what's that place that you wear that stuff all over the walls? You mean shenanigans? Does NASDAQ have something lower? In terms of liquidity, they've got 17,900 here, but it's a very light order book. For me, it's about structure, which is 17,900 on the book. Not on the book, I'm sorry, on the charts. That's the imbalance from non-farm. I would not be bearish until 17,900 clears. Other than that, this is just a simple retracement. Simple retracement. Day 4 of funded accounts. Day 4 of grain. Nice, JJ. You on a road to taking a payout. Appreciate that, Ephraim. Try to have fun. Another red smash down here. Watch out for 900. Bonds are retracing as well. $51.10, $51.00. That would be 40 points down. That would put us how far down? That would put us right at... That would fully retrace non-farm payroll. This right here. Fully retrace it, which is likely. Not likely. That if we were to retrace, that's where we would go. That's what I'm saying. VIX is coming back up a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Dropping back off. 51.35. Here's another test. Did I say full port shorts? Nope. Here we go. Here's another press lower. 17.922, 51.25, 51.10, 5100. And NASDAQ is going to go for this 900 test. I'd be surprised if we broke 900 on the first try. But if they do, you know what to expect. Laying out the script. Right here. We've got about another... If SPX were to retract to the GEX, we're looking at approximately 51.20-ish on a yes, which is 16 points down. Cindy Lauper, time after time. Jeez Louise. Spotify, you're killing me. I'm not old. I am not old. Red candles, 51.35. Here we go. Here it comes. Wait for it. Wait for it. What's wrong with Goog today? Goog is doing what they're supposed to be doing right now. I don't know how many freaking times I got to tell y'all that data does not matter. Data does not matter. It's about liquidity. Here we go. Boom. Still going down. 17,900. Beautiful. $51.30. All right, here comes 17,900 test. Like I said, I expect a little bit of a bounce to some degree at 900. I don't know how much or how long. And then down we go. That's not why I'm talking. Some guy with a Lambo and blowing his nose, apparently. It's all about the charts, baby. There's a first bounce right on NASDAQ, 17.9. Bottom wick right off of it, which is non-farm payroll imbalance. I don't know how far it's going to bounce or hold or long, whatever, but we can expect one bottom wick off of it. And if that were to give out, I would fully, if they close under 900, I would fully expect non-farm to be fully retrace. I'll tell you that. If that's where they're going with this, under 900 to close, which healthy bounce, I would expect all of non-farm to retrace. But not until then. Time after time. So my kids are learning about the Titanic in school. Actually to a nice degree, which I was surprised with. But It was interesting because I have to separate my tainted view on the world from not disrupting their innocent brains and telling them about J.P. Morgan and how he planned the whole attack. I'm like, kids, it was a conspiracy. They're like, Daddy, what's a conspiracy? Yeah, I have to roll it down. My daddy said it was a lie. Oh my gosh. Let's wait till they learn about 9/11. Conspiracy of the Astros and the get insurance fraud. Yep. Are you trying to? I love it. Are you trying to get an infection? That's hilarious. Well done. That's a great joke. Well done. It was Iron Will, yeah. All right, here comes 917. Looks like they're going to attempt 900 again. Just be patient. Don't forget the moon landing. $936. What's your win rate lately? Depends on what you mean. On my IBKR, it's nearly 100%. But I've only been taking swing trades on my IBKR. I've taken very few scalps on my IBKR. Very few. I'll have to run a report. Let's see if I can run a report. These things are terrible. My win rate on props is anywhere usually between 75 to 85%, sometimes lower. In fact, the other day I had a 58% win rate, but I was still cleared 4 figures. So it really depends. It depends. I'm usually taking between 2 to 5 trades a day on props normally. Sometimes fewer, rarely more than that. 5 is like the high. I really don't focus on win rate anymore, honestly. I don't, because it doesn't matter. It's all about trade management. I pride myself on managing trades than anything else. All right, here's another test at 900. With these bottom wicks on M&Q, I'm okay getting stopped if you feel like the bounce is coming. I don't think so. I think we're going to test 900 again, and once we clear 900, I think we'll fill a good portion, if not all, of non-farm. But we have to clear 900 first. There we go. Here's 900. Red candles. 51.25 dropping. Going down. Now, Pastor, since we already cleared out support after a second test, I would roll your stops down. So, and the reason, and my thought process behind that is that when the market lowers and goes through support, and then you don't want it to retrace after that. There's a difference between some liquidity sweeps back up, but once it finally absorbs and then shifts through support, any bounce after that is a real bounce. It's not necessarily a sweep. So at that point, I don't want to give up too much of a retracement if you are short. So now with this red engulfing, we cleared out 17,900. As long as we hold below it, once we close below it, then I would shift my stop a little bit lower and lock in a little bit more profit. But wait for the closure of under 900 first. Just hit 100% on NVIDIA put. Nice. People making 100% on calls and puts on NVIDIA. I love it. Well done. Well done. The 5-minute candle would be a good start, yeah. At least a 5-minute, which we haven't been able to do yet. 15-minute would be even better. Obviously, you have to be a little more patient for the 15. If you can get those two to correlate, like we are coming up here in 3 minutes, we'll have a 5 and a 15 cycle close together. And we'll also have the morning range complete. You see how aggressively they're defending 900 though. That's a key level in the market. Made my goal of the day on that downturn. Nice. Nice, Callie. SPX just tapped the 5100 GICs to the penny. So that is a big barrier. That's a big barrier for SPX. Made my goal of the day on that downturn. I already said that. Bowman repeats willing to hike if inflation stalls. Versus still expecting inflation will fall with rates. Interesting. I think we all can agree that all that crap is complete nonsense. Every word out of all their mouths is complete nonsense. Is this a real bounce? I would say this is... Let's see, what time is it? Give me a close at 10:30. It definitely moves markets, yeah. Trying to buy sunflower seeds. I'm looking at Mongolian giants to plant in the garden. A little bit of green here, 51.52. Nice defense, 50-point defense of 900. $5 and 15 looks like closing above 17,900, probably a sweep below support. Yep, right here. Mongolian giant's going to take over your whole garden. They are pretty massive. Yep, still there, molecule. Still there. Do you recommend the large line indicator on Bookmap? I do recommend it. I enjoy it. It doesn't tell me anything we don't already know, per se. But every time I say per se, I think of that episode in South Park. But it does kind of give me a good indication of, or a heads up onto what's building here. What happened to CVD? See right here, 2 buys. CVD now went from 12 grand down to 500. Interesting. Interesting. No, it reset there. Why did it reset there? Yeah, that's not accurate. It reset. So the 12,000 CVD was not accurate. Dang it. Why did it reset at 9:30 instead of 8:30? Yeah, it just reset. I hate it. $10K? Yeah, that's right. I like it. With all the knowledge you share, my April was my first green month. I love it, Tony. You know, I'm seeing more and more of that, man. That really makes me feel good. That's a huge, huge accomplishment. More than one trade or anything like that. The fact that y'all are able to put on green months for green quarters for the first time ever is awesome. It's a fantastic feeling. It's a fantastic feeling. I'm proud of y'all. I'm happy for you. Here's another top wick. 17,939. That's a no-go for me. Didn't close under the first 15 minutes. Yep, so it didn't close under support yet. So shorting the hole is a little tough. Plus we have the 5100 GEX at SPX. So we have a lot of support at the moment right here. So I would not put on my bear hat until we clear that level. Yen continues to deflate. Let's see here. Man, look at the USD. It's still going back up. They keep trying to intervene, and it keeps going back up. They can't stop it. Top wick again, coming back over. Check the 15-minute chart. We have another top wick. Again, be prepared for 900 if it collapses. Oh my gosh. You got me reading Anna Colin. Great. It's a great book. Read it twice. Read it 3 times and take notes. $15-minute looks like a Head and Shoulders. Well, right now NASDAQ has been pinned back and forth around 17,930 since about 30 minutes ago. I'm up to 5 hives. Nice, math. We had a split. Did I tell you about that? We had a split? Yeah, one of our queens swarmed. Very cool, 5 hives. Right now the high is 18,050. The low is 17,893. We're looking at a 160-point morning range, which is pretty robust. ES. Let's take a look. That's a downside of using this indicator, is that it takes a couple of seconds to load. 5166, 5127, which is about a 40-point. What's Goog doing? Goog roasted all the way down to 163, which is weekly support and holding. Uh-oh, little journey. Killing me. Love it. Still eyes on 900. Why is the Fed speaker talking right now? That's Goolsby. They were in a blackout period, so now they're probably getting a little antsy. Now that the FOMC is over with. Transformational it is. All right, here comes some more red again for another attack at 900. This is the 1, 2, 3rd attempt at 900. More likely to break on this attempt. Do you want my bees? Is the VIX dropping? No, the VIX is going up, 1411. Downtrend after breaking 900. If it does break 900, I would expect a retracement of non-farm, but it has to break 900 first. Like I said, I'm not looking to open shorts here. I've already played that game, and now I'm just chilling. I'm waiting to see what this thing's doing. We're back and forth, top wicking and bottom wicking, pinning to 930. So yeah, I prefer the 5-minute. I will go to the 3-minute and the 1-minute even to do some volume candle analysis, but not price action. So the only time I go to the 3 and the 1 is to do volume candle analysis, not price action. And then I'll come back to the 5 and begin my analysis and go up to the 15 and so on and so forth. Every time you talk about bees, I don't know what that is. Oh. You're welcome. Rick and Morty. Have a lot of bees, my wife's. Oh yeah, you do some beekeeping, Damien? I love it. It's awesome. Some will lose. How does the VIX help you in your trades? The VIX doesn't help me much at all on shorter time frame trades. Where I look for the VIX to benefit me is when it starts to go directional aggressively on the 15 to 30 minute chart, and then of course up to the daily. I'm not sitting here trying to counter every move in the VIX. But like right now, if the VIX were to just go nuclear and start to rocket until 16, then we can anticipate a lot of selling when it goes that aggressive. And if the VIX goes super red and starts to really drop, you want to be very careful doing any kind of shorting when the VIX is dropping. because that's usually a tailwind as positions roll. That's the way I like to apply it. And then, of course, on the daily chart, I like to watch for fluctuations, definitely. But firstly, you have to have an understanding what the VIX is, instead of just looking for inverse of every candle on the VIX on the indices. That's how I apply it. Don't stop. I feel monetary policy is restrictive. The real federal funds rate is as high as it's been in decades. I hope it's not like the 1975 where it took 20 years for the rates to come back down. I want the rates to tank next year. I got to refinance my Lamborghini. Since dark pools have delayed reading on the tape, does that mean on the tape does the iceberg reveal them? No, no. So the dark pools are off market orders. That's not printed on the market. So I personally don't really pay attention to dark pools. They don't dark pools. They don't offer me a lot of value. But I do track icebergs in terms of how they're coming on and off on the charts. Refinance your leopard print shirt. Oh yeah. We know you fly boys are fancy. Oh yeah. I mean, haven't you seen what we play beach volleyball in? Jeans, baby. Most comfortable thing to play when sand is jeans. Let me tell you. You don't learn that unless you go to flight school. Yeah, jeans and skins. Oh my gosh. You know what's funny? You know, I've been in the military for 12 years, of which a lot of them was spent in aviation. I have met more geeks as fighter pilots than I have of dudes like that. Dudes who are, your typical jock. Your typical fighter pilot is a geek who's about 5'7", who didn't do much in high school except study, and he wanted to be an alpha male, and he came out and did exactly that. And they're all awesome dudes. I can't believe I've been longer than you. Have you? How long you been in? How important was that 200 iceberg? Not that important. A lone 200 iceberg is not that important. If I see a plethora of them, yeah. If I see a big one, yeah. Almost 15. Nice. Yeah, you've been longer than me. I got a late start. I didn't even intend to join the military at all. Military was not even on my radar. I want to be a fighter pilot and end up being 6'4". I know some tall pilots. Might have to just go to cargo. What's your iceberg threshold set to? I used to have it set to 500, but with the iceberg indicator resetting almost every time I open the app, I have to redo it. I just stopped resetting it, so it's like at 1 now. Well, you're way ahead of me in just about everything else. I had a little luck along the way, admittedly. Landing that job at Dell right out of college put me a huge step ahead, which I'm incredibly grateful for. But a little luck helped, honestly. I wouldn't sweat it. Just do your thing. Keep on grinding. But I also didn't have any debt either, so that helped out tremendously. Here's another top wick. We are still holding. What level is that? That's the overnight high, so we're holding PM highs right here. That's right. That's right, math. Be faithful, buddy. Well, this has turned into a pretty snooze fest, huh? I know we're all looking for a rocket or a dump, but maybe just pin. Right at the, I mean, 5100 is pretty robust on SPX, GEX. So maybe that's where we pin. You know, just pin it flat, baby. Yeah. Speaking of which, C-130 just flew over my house. Where's he going? We have a naming this weekend, so I bet they're flying in. That's exactly what they're doing. Those are fun events. $17,962. Shirtless volleyball. No. A little bit more green coming up into 17,975. Back and forth. Going back up. Looks like they're going to climb this thing. What are we doing? Cleared out overnight levels. Pop a lopping. Squeeze back up. Watch right when we start talking about pinning to start to rocket. VIX coming off again. So glad to be done for the day. I love it. I definitely need to do this more often. Isn't it fun to shut everything down and know that you've locked in? It's a great feeling. He's mine. There's enough for me to go around. Y'all play nice. Options market has a market net flow indicator. I wanted to ask your take on that. I have two services that both offer that as well. I'm not a... The net flow, I will say this. Last week, the net flow was spot on every day. But those things are kind of self-fulfilling. It's like, obviously, we're going to have a negative net flow when we're dropping 200 points. You know, that type of thing. I am not a big fan of using options chain data as predictors. I like using the order book and price action as predictors, and then using the options chain to look at a substantial level when we attack it. It seemed like a bear day, but now it seems like the bulls are taking control. We'll see. Nvidia's coming back up. Am I still bearish overall? Today's close will give me a good thesis. If this candle closes at the highs with no retracement, then most likely what I would say is that we're going to start reattacking 18,500 on NASDAQ, and ES will start climbing up here as well. So, but I need today's close for that. If the sellers step back in and dump it, then nothing's changed. Nice, Twizzy. 51.43.95. Climb back up. What time is it? 10:48. Range days so far. Holding the high and low. That's hilarious. Here, Matthew, you'll get a kick out of this being military. Does Bookmap offer level 3 NASDAQ book viewer? They have a lot of different stuff right now. I'll have to look. Don't forget the peanut butter. Oh, I hate the peanut butter shot. 51.45. Interesting. So they are climbing this thing back up here. 18.05. ES is 51.40. Kind of a snooze market here. Piece my way through the day. Hoping for something a little bit more than this, but that is what it is. Government cheese. Gotta get that cheese, Danny. What's happening this weekend over there? What are we doing this weekend? I have to do a little bit more prep on the farm for the buildings that's about to start. We finally figured everything out, so we're going to break ground next week. So I have to get out there and clear out trees for the power lines to come in. And then just working on the garden. Yeah. Self-contracting out my own build, so should be fun. As long as everything goes within budget, I should get my build under $120 a square foot. Should, because I'm doing everything myself. I'm pretty pumped. I'm sure that it'll go over budget, though, but that's the plan. I told you I would never spend $300 a square foot. Never. I'll live at a 10 before that happens. Ooh, big red candle on NASDAQ. Look at that. Dumped it. 900 is still the target, regardless. I'm not interested in playing back and forth here. Sorry to hear about that, Pastor, man. I know Texas has had it rough the past couple of years. So I'm with the flood a couple years ago, and then the big freeze a couple years ago, and now this. I hate it. What y'all think? I know we're back and forth right now. I'm not really trading at the moment. I'm waiting for a move to be made. I was hoping non-farm would give us a little bit of excitement today. Honestly, IV was kind of low, so it's not too surprising, I suppose. Just a little disappointing. IV only got up to like 35%. Red candles coming off. Largest volume of the day is a top wick. I still think down. When we continue, I don't know. Well, that downturn right there was nasty. Nasty. VIX is heading back up here too. .935 dropping back over. Man, this thing is back 50 points down again. Snooze everybody, then drop it. We'll see. Power hour, maybe. We have this right here, 51.31. NASDAQ is still collapsing. ES versus NASDAQ. Why do you prefer NASDAQ? I don't prefer NASDAQ for analysis, although she might. Mrs. OM might. Maybe because it's NASDAQeries. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't drink. I prefer NASDAQ for futures. I prefer ES for, I still do some futures, but mainly SPX options. But I actually prefer analysis on ES. ES price action to me is a lot more applicable. NASDAQ is so light on volume that it's a lot better for me to get direction on the market on ES. $51.35. We have this right here, 51.50. NASDAQ is still holding 946. Back and forth. $944 CVD flip back to red on NASDAQ. $946, $945, back and forth, back and forth. Pinning. 900 is still the line in the sand here. Are there any resources you recommend for learning how to best roll positions? I'm using IBKR, TWS Trading Workstation. I've seen some videos online, but they haven't really helpful with expectations. Do you have any videos or anything like that? I don't have any videos on roll. I personally do not roll. I don't like to roll positions. I would much rather close out, open additional position, whichever. So I don't technically roll. Now I do so. The result effect is the same thing as a roll, I suppose, but I just don't do it. Now there are other people who will be. Mr. 50 is probably a better resource to ask on that. So when you move your PDS to a CCS, PCS was on a roll. I did not roll my PCS yet, my PDS yet, nor will it be a roll. So all I did with the PDS is I closed out my short leg and left the long leg on. So all I did was turn a PDS into a long put. Is that a naked position? Yeah, it's a long put. Remember, I'm not short anything right now. I'm no longer have any credit written. I'm strictly long put. So it's like if you were to go buy a long put, that's effectively what I've got left. So yes, in a sense. From my experience, rolling puts is in a less probability trade. Yeah, yep. That's okay. That's why we're here, Matt. That's a great question. Did you catch the tier 2 stream yesterday? The premium writing stream? How would you turn it to a piece yesterday? So that's exactly right, Alex. Yeah. So I would go out to. I probably wouldn't do May 10th. I would go shorter and just write premium that's higher delta, so I could have more long delta exposure there. All right, I'll have it posted on the website today so you can review it. That'll probably help you a lot. Alanis Morissette. Jeez Louise. I usually close out my positions around 7%. Am I leaving too much on the table? I would say yes. Especially if if you're doing options, 7% is a very small amount. I would probably say you're leaving too much on. Also, depending on what your expiration is. Now, money's money, so, but still, you don't want to cut your feet out from under you. Here comes another 900 test, it appears. We're at 928 and still kind of dripping. ES has this 5130 liquidity that they're trying to absorb. Another red flow here. And this may attack 900. They're trying to. Very slow action. This may be like a late afternoon thing, get everyone nice and calm, and then smoke 900. Apple's going up. Another big green candle. Reversed it. Can't get through anything. Low volume. Only thing is low volume on both sides. We didn't have a high sweep earlier. Yeah. 5130. Another red candle. Just want to do something. Come on now. Just got to do something. There's another red flow. Back down again, hammering the green candle. 930. 927. ES still has to get through this 5130. All that liquidity there is at 5130. Here comes another flow. 5129, 929. Once this clears, we should transact on down to 900 on NASDAQ. If this does clear, this little shelf right here. And ES has got to get through 5130. NVIDIA is starting to taper off a touch here. Apple is not. Apple's still going up. $17,930, 928. More liquidity down here to 9.1. We have 51.30. Still kind of just shifting here. Watching for the absorption of an ES in 51.30 right here. You'll get that little red absorption and blip. Little pop lower here. You see NASDAQ just put on the 17,910. That would be the first step to 900. Very small move to 900 here though, but we're just waiting to see if that can actually be accomplished. CVD is negative. 51.33. There's a first breach. 924. There we go. A little push. Another push down. There's so little volume, nothing can get away from here. Every move is wicked. So little volume here, which I hate, which is why I'm about to call it a day. Oh, yeah. It's non-farm payroll. I really need to start doing it. I have trouble playing over futures and current version. Would you consider a trade tracker that is oriented towards futures trading? I personally have got my own trade tracker, but yeah, when you post yesterday's call online, is that the Zoom call? It'll be on. Oh yeah. It'll be on the website. Yeah, and I'll post when I'll let y'all know when I post it on there. Macho Man crashed right down the road. Oh man, Tampa? Isn't that where we live? Tampa? It's terrible, man. Macho Man Randy Savage. The best drink. I'm still waiting on Bobby the Asian's recipe for Japanese curry. Like, I'm starting to get aggravated. ES is pin flat, 5130 right here on this liquidity. It was a bit too painful for me. Have a good weekend. Nice agnostic. Have a good rest of the weekend, buddy. I'll see you on Monday. Appreciate your input this week. It does look like 5130 is about to go. Watch for the big red and then absorption, and you'll get the plow. 5125 would be beautiful. It's rare that you'd make Japanese curry straight without the little flavor chunk things. Most people use those packets. You talk about those little things that someone posted earlier? Either way, whatever y'all recommend, man. I'll do it. You do it from scratch. Interesting. $11.05. Japanese curry is mostly from those chunks. Are there any patterns forming worth mentioning? No. Oh, yeah. They've got it at Publix and Walmart. I'll pick some up, make a little bit. The pan-fried chicken. I love that stuff. That thin, lightly pan-fried chicken. Love it. All right, so we're still holding 5135 here. And not moving. SPX 5100, right back to that. And we're just chilling. So I'm going to call it a day pretty soon. I don't even have my props open anymore. And all I'm doing is figuring out what I got to do for next week's position on IBKR. What's the CVD acronym? Cumulative volume delta. It's all about fried chicken katsu and those red radish things. Oh, it's not enough just yet, but soon. But yeah, it'll dump right when I do it. Chicken katsu. Oh yeah. Chicken katsu is Japanese style fried chicken. Tonkatsu is pork cutlets instead of chicken. Interesting. Oh yeah. I swear I'm half Japanese. I've got to be. I love Japanese food. Leave some of my put start munching. You got to make the katsu sauce to dip the katsu. That looks incredible. Soy sauce, mirin. I've got all those things. I have every one of those ingredients in my pantry. I can make it. Love it. What's your leading equity indicator for the direction of Nasdaq and ES today? Right now, there's nothing leading. No, I I have to look at the outliers, like Nvidia, Google, and stuff like that. But there's nothing leading right now. Google got pummeled. They're the most bearish of the day. LLY is the most bearish of the S&P. They're down 3%. Everything else is holding up green. There's nothing moving. That's why we're pinned to 5100 on SPX. We're pinned to 5130 on ES, and we're not moving. If they don't sell this off today, then I would look for a continued up move on Monday. Tesla sold the non-farm payroll candle. Nice. What I would like to do is write $3 worth of credit to begin to offset my put for Friday. If I could do that, that'll completely negate all loss. Based on world history, your people want to try some Asian food around their way to America. Flavors weren't that good in Europe. They still aren't, from what I've heard. Hashtag beans and toast. A little bit of red candle here, top wick. Tesla also sold the non-farm. Another red candles here. Beautiful. Oh, look at that candle on NASDAQ. Incredible. Incredible. They give out 900, people. If they give out 900, down she goes. 909. Another test. What is that? 901 it got to? Another test of 900. If they give out 900, it's going to change the game here. Interesting. What time is it? I even talk about leaving the market jumps. Jabronis. Here we go. There it goes. There it goes. Watch out. Watch out. I warned you. Low tick, yep. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Maybe I'm Maybelline. Tesla also sold a non-farm. Yeah. Other than position size, what was your aha moment? Honestly, that was it. That was my aha moment. After that, if I had to give you a better answer, volume price analysis. Careful, RG. Keep it PG. Yeah, so for me, it was volume price analysis was that. I was craving, because I am a very pragmatic person. I need to know what is causing something. Who's this? Union stem. Uh-oh. Oh, I know what this is. I'll have to tell you a story. Let me answer this phone real quick. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. That's a great GIF. Yeah, so for me, the aha moment aside from position sizing was VPA. I was someone who needed to know what happened behind the scenes. And until then, I was a pattern trader. I did all the same crap looking for what worked. I would just, try to swing trade off of patterns, which was a lot easier. I was very fortunate to start out when I did because the market just went up for 15 years. But I needed to know why things work in order to really turn it up. And when I read that book VPA, I began to be, what's the word I'm looking for? My eyes began to be opened by what actually happens in the market, and it really gave me a lot of, it corroborated a lot of my suspicions that the market is manipulated, and it was liquidity. So, and it helped me a lot. It gave me a playbook on which to play on. I became intentional instead of reactive, 100%. I don't think you can better. Enlighten is another better word. Thanks. Another better. Yeah. So you can tell I'm definitely a languager here. I did not major in English. Do you do 0DT or 3Ds in options trying to day trade? If you were day trading, I would stay far away from 0DTEs. Short dated time frames are no bueno, especially if you're trying to find consistency. If you're trying to find consistency, you'll never find it with short dated options, ever. At least do futures if you want to do that. I've taken approximately 6 swing trades on my BKR and virtually nothing else, and I've blown away my April goal, and I'm on my way to hit my May goal. All of the short dated trades I'm taking now are all in my futures account. Now, I have taken some scalps on 0DTs, and some of them very profitably, but the bulk of my profits are from swings, so that's what I recommend to you. It's just too easy. I'm sure the bio tickets we got to go in. Oh, I'm enlightened. Yep, that broke me. To this day, I have not had a worse professional feeling than that day. Have you spoke English for long? Not too long. Still coming off here, 17,900. They want to attack 900, people. They want it. So if they break 900, just look out below. That's all I'm saying. I am freaking starving. $4.79 for a pack of 25 for Mongolian giant seeds. I'm all about it. That's impossible. Can you discuss how to interpret the imbalance you see in Bookmap? Another buy, large lot 500. So right now, I track imbalances on the charts. Now, I guess you could call it imbalance. For me, on the book, I call it skew. I want to see where the book is skewed, high or low. Do we have a preponderance of orders up or down? Whereas on the trading view chart, I actually track where the imbalance is. Currently, it is at 746. So if we broke under 900, I would play towards 746. A big if. Left the computer. Question was swing trading, one day trade with zeros. I don't think either one of those is a good option for swing trading, unless you have a specific reason to take a 3-day. Other than that, I would go at least 1 week out, if not way more. The longer you go, the better you're going to be, in my opinion, especially if you're trying to find consistency. $51.34. You're still trading within the same day on those weak put options? Right now, I'm not trading anything on them. Have a great weekend, Rob. Prep field for Little League. Beautiful. It's a great thing to do. If you were to get a week out option with what you said, if I was to put on a week option, I would still stick with those, yeah, the May 10th. As I get better with selling premium, I'm finding I have a lot more free time. Beautiful. Gonna read and work out. You and me both, man. I gotta finish strong. I got 14 days left on 75 hard. Need some of that gabagoo. Oh yeah, Tesla's at 162. Nice, nice trivia, Mike. Would you hold overnight or go longer or close the same day? It depends on the strategy. If you're talking about my position now, I'm holding it. But it really depends on the strategy on what you would want to do. My baseball zen is watering the dirt and fixing the mounds. Crazy, but it's meditative. No, I love stuff like that, man. Being outside, working with your hands. United States Treasury Department and the IRS announced that they would give automakers until 2027 to comply with certain battery mineral requirements for electric vehicle tax credits. All right, we're going to start wrapping this up soon. Most likely, I will not be available the rest of the afternoon, if I had to guess. I got a lot going on. I'll try to be back before power hour, just in case this decide to kick off. Regardless, at some point this evening, I'm going to do a write-up on my weekly thoughts, my daily thoughts going into next week, and I'll post any kind of data I've got at my disposal. SPY GEX flipped down to 507.5. So a little bit lower pull still. And the bulls cannot get away from this low price yet. There's not a lot of buying pressure anymore. You missed the point on conversation. If you bought week out options, would you recommend to close out the same day or hold over the same day? It depends. I don't know what your strategy is. Like right now, I took out a week put because my thesis is that the market is going to transact into 49.60 by the end of next week. So I have managed my trade to farm as much premium as I can out of it. So the trade's paid for me. So there's very little. There's no risk in this trade. They're not very little. There's no risk in this trade. I can let my long puts go to zero, and I've still made money. So I'm good to go. So with my thesis coupled with my level of risk, I'm going to elect to hold this over the weekend into tomorrow. But if you are scalping using a weekly expiration, then I would not hold it over the night. So that depends on you. Apologize. I'm not the smartest. What about taking a PDS one more week out? I don't plan on adding to it. Not with this price action I'm seeing. I was looking for a little bit more selling for this. Yet it could happen, but right now. So I'm bearish, but I'm not stupid. Trading via ChatGPT Chrome plugin called Trade Sage. It's amazing. Really? What does it do? I find the idea of a trade replicator in 20 props very interesting, so trying to capture 10-point future moves today is practicing is not succeeding. Yeah, just go with micros. What time is it? I'm going to stay on until Euro close, and then I'm going to go call it an old day. Hit the old dusty trail. Let's go take a look at this stuff here. What do we got? I will tell you, right now, the 0 DTE options flow is all put buying. There are no calls being bought here. I will say that. According to the flow. Obviously, I don't trade off the flow, but I'm just telling you right now, it is 0 DTE put buying. Apple is all call buying. Extraordinary call buying. Tesla's call buying. Google is call buying at the moment. Just flipped over. Again, that is not actionable for me, so take that for what it is. Where's QQQGEX? 437 on NQs. That means I'm going to sell calls. Dun dun dun. Make more money than chill. I broke my glasses yesterday. Got to save up. Nice. Sometimes I wear blue blockers. Protect my eyes. Broke them in my massage chair. Dude, what were you doing in your massage chair? What kind of massage you getting? Some first world problems, that is. I have a human touch chair. I got it from Costco. I don't know what that is, but it sounds nice. You said it's all call volume. My bad, I didn't hear you. Right now, it's all 0 DD put buying at the moment. About to hit my last lead meeting of the week. Called it quits on trades. Nice, Twizzy. Have a good rest of the weekend, buddy. Well done this week. Had a human touch supernovo. I'll have to take a look. All right, I'm calling it a day. I'm beat. It's been a long week. A lot of data. A lot of streaming. Great profits made. I hope y'all learned a little something along the way. If you're tier 2, that macro level this morning should have been amazing. It's what helped me drive my daily goal today. So, good stuff. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I will try to get in here. It may not be before market closes, but sometime today, maybe this afternoon, this evening. I'm going to give my thoughts on the weekly and daily setup for the chart. Today will determine whether or not I maintain any kind of bearish thesis down to 49.60 temporarily into next week. Before I do get off here, let me go into... let me take a look at one more thing. Next week, we have not really much data at all. We have the 10-year bond auction on Wednesday, Thursday, 30-year bond auction, Friday. Yeah, we have virtually no data next week at all. I haven't looked at the earnings. I don't know what's on the schedule for earnings, but no data whatsoever, except for the normal stuff, and we have a 10 and 30-year Wednesday, Thursday. So very, very light catalyst week, which could mean a little bit of drift, especially if they keep VIX pinned. I don't expect VIX to roll off that much more, but if they do pin it right here, I would expect a possible drift, which is why today is so important, today's close. If they hold this level or go even higher, I wouldn't be any more bearish. I wouldn't be bearish anymore aside from any kind of just profit taking. But if they dump it, it's still business as usual, and I'll make my determination based on my PDS. So, hope you have a fantastic day. Be safe. Don't ruin your week fighting chop. And let's have a great weekend. And then we can start next week amazing. Love you. I'm out. See you. Use well, Vampire.